Section: Introduction. In this section, we discuss the design of a powerful neural network architecture, which has been a key goal in machine learning. We highlight recent advancements in foundation models, particularly the effectiveness of transformers as a versatile computational framework. Their adaptability and scalability have led to top performance in various fields, such as natural language processing, visual modeling, and more. Transformers process each token through two main interactions, one with other tokens and another with the model's parameters. The attention mechanism plays a crucial role in facilitating interactions between tokens, enabling the integration of multimodal data into a single token sequence and capturing complex relationships. On the other hand, interactions with model parameters rely on fixed linear projections, which can limit scalability. As we increase the model size, we often need to retrain the entire model, leading to high resource consumption and impracticality. To address these challenges, we introduce a new architecture called Tokenformer, which enhances the flexibility of token parameter interactions. This allows us to scale model parameters incrementally and reuse previously trained models, significantly reducing the training effort. Tokenformer unifies the computations of token-token and token parameter interactions entirely through the attention mechanism. Our token parameter attention layer can handle a variable number of parameters, improving scalability and efficiency. We extend the transformer architecture by maintaining the computational patterns among input tokens while reformulating linear projections using a cross-attention mechanism. For projecting features with specific input and output dimensions, we use two sets of parameters, each consisting of learnable tokens. In this setup, input tokens act as queries, while model parameters serve as keys and values. This design allows us to scale our model by continuously adding new key-value pairs. Our model can be incrementally scaled from 124 million to 1.4 billion parameters, achieving performance comparable to training from scratch while saving over half the training costs. The main contributions of our work include 1. The introduction of Tokenformer, a fully attention-driven neural network that treats model parameters as tokens, enhancing the flexibility of computations and achieving competitive results in both language and vision tasks. And 2. The ability to scale our model naturally by adding new key-value pairs, which allows us to maintain performance while significantly reducing training expenses. We also review related work, noting that the transformer has become a foundational architecture in deep learning due to its adaptable attention mechanism. While it effectively manages interactions among input tokens, it does not extend this flexibility to model parameter computations, which are typically done through fixed linear projections. Our goal is to restructure these interactions by creating a fully attention-based network that integrates both types of computations. We recognize that large-scale training has been effective for developing strong foundation models, as seen with the GPT series. Simple architectures, when paired with larger datasets and increased model sizes, often outperform more complex algorithms. Scaling data is generally more cost-effective and allows for ongoing integration of new data, while increasing model size can be costly and requires retraining from scratch. Lastly, we discuss model reuse strategies. Traditional methods often involve initializing larger models with pre-trained smaller ones, which can disrupt the smaller model's established distribution and risk losing pre-trained knowledge. In contrast, our approach allows for seamless parameter scaling while preserving the integrity of the existing model. In the following sections, we will revisit the conventional attention mechanism, introduce Tokenformer, and detail the incremental scaling process. Section Summary. In this section, we introduce Tokenformer, a novel neural network architecture that enhances the flexibility of token parameter interactions by employing an attention mechanism for both token-token and token parameter computations, allowing for incremental scaling of model parameters. This design enables efficient model expansion while significantly reducing training costs compared to traditional methods that require retraining from scratch. Section: Preliminaries. In this section, we discuss the foundational aspects of transformer models, which have become essential in deep learning due to their impressive performance across various tasks. The key to their success lies in the self-attention mechanism, enabling the model to evaluate the significance of each token and effectively capture complex relationships among them. We start with a set of input tokens, represented as a matrix with dimensions corresponding to the number of tokens and their features. The self-attention block generates three components: queries, keys, and values, through distinct linear transformations using learnable weight matrices. We calculate attention scores by assessing the similarity between query and key vectors, applying a softmax function to normalize these scores. These scores help us compute the output of the attention mechanism, which is scaled to prevent small gradients during training. This design allows the model to handle interactions between tokens of different lengths, enhancing its ability to process diverse multimodal data, which is crucial for the advancement of AI and the effectiveness of transformer systems. Next, we introduce Tokenformer, our proposed architecture that addresses the scalability issues of traditional transformers, which often face high computational costs due to fixed token parameter interactions. Our approach, Tokenformer, relies entirely on attention mechanisms. The main innovation is the token parameter attention (potentiation) layer, which includes trainable tokens that act as model parameters. This layer uses cross-attention to facilitate interactions between input tokens and these parameter tokens, introducing a new dimension that operates independently of the input and output channel dimensions. This separation allows for dynamic interactions with a flexible number of parameters, enabling efficient scaling of models without the need for complete retraining. We define the input and output tokens in our potentiation mechanism, introducing two sets of learnable parameter tokens for keys and values. The output from the potentiation layer is computed using a modified softmax operation for better optimization stability. The attention scores are derived from the interaction between input tokens and parameter tokens, with a scaling factor to enhance performance. Our potentiation layer maintains the adaptability of attention mechanisms, allowing it to process a variable number of parameters while being independent of the input and output dimensions. In our overall architecture, we follow the pre-normed transformer design. Given the input tokens, we compute the output of a Tokenformer layer, incorporating layer normalization and our modified multi-head self-attention and feed-forward layers. We simplify the multi-head attention to a single head variant for clarity, replacing linear projections with our potentiation layers. We also ensure that the feed-forward block utilizes a single potentiation layer, maintaining consistency in our design. Our model closely aligns with the hyperparameter configuration of standard transformer architectures, such as GPT-2, replicating its layer count and dimensionality. The number of key-value parameter pairs in our model corresponds to the hidden dimension, while the feed-forward module uses a larger number of parameter pairs. This alignment allows us to initialize our model's parameters using a pre-trained transformer, ensuring smooth integration into the existing transformer pre-training framework. Section Summary. In this section, we introduce Tokenformer, an architecture that leverages a novel token parameter attention potentiation layer to enhance scalability and efficiency in transformer models by allowing dynamic interactions between input tokens and trainable parameter tokens, independent of input and output dimensions. This design enables seamless model scaling and effective reuse of pre-trained weights, while maintaining the flexibility and performance characteristic of traditional transformers. Section: Progressive Model Scaling. In this section, we discuss our progressive model scaling approach. Our model is well suited for large-scale training due to the flexible design of the potentiation layer, which allows us to build larger models by reusing parameters from smaller, pre-trained models. To illustrate model scaling, we use a single potentiation layer. We start with a Tokenformer model that has pre-trained key-value parameter tokens. To scale the model, we add new key-value tokens, combining them with the existing ones. This method enables us to integrate more parameters without changing the input or output sizes, improving training efficiency for larger models without sacrificing performance. By initializing new parameters to 0, similar to the LoRa technique, we can effectively retain the knowledge from the pre-training phase, speeding up convergence and the scaling process. Next, we present our experimental results. We validate our model's ability to expand continuously and demonstrate its effectiveness in both language and vision tasks. We also compare our model to standard transformer models and conduct ablation experiments to evaluate the importance of each module in Tokenformer. For our datasets, we use the Open Web Text Corpus, which is a well-known open-source version of OpenAI's WebText dataset, containing text from over 8 million Reddit shared documents. During training, we randomly sample segments from these documents. To assess our progressive scaling strategy, we establish a baseline by training a transformer model from scratch. We use the AtomW optimizer with a batch size of 512 sequences, each with 1024 tokens. We create two training variants based on the total number of training tokens, one with approximately 300 billion tokens and another with about 30 billion tokens for fair comparison. We then test our model scaling with parameter sizes from 124 million to 1.4 billion. Each scaling step uses a pre-trained smaller tokenformer to initialize the larger model's weights. We start by training the initial model on around 300 billion tokens. For scaling, we choose the closest pre-trained model to the target size for weight initialization. This process continues iteratively for larger sizes, ensuring that both new and existing parameters are trained with the same hyperparameters. Our training optimizes the autoregressive log likelihood, averaging over a 1024 token context, and we evaluate performance using log perplexity on the test set. Our results show that our progressive scaling method achieves performance similar to a transformer trained from scratch while significantly reducing training costs. For instance, starting with a 124 million parameter model trained on 300 billion tokens, we scale to larger sizes with only an additional 30 billion tokens, which is 1/10 of the cost compared to the scratch-trained transformer. Our final model at 1.4 billion parameters achieves a test perplexity of 11.77, while the scratch-trained transformer reaches 11.63 at 3 times the training cost. Overall, our approach demonstrates a much lower computational cost than training a transformer from scratch, confirming its effectiveness. We also show that under the same computational budget, our progressively scaled model achieves better performance than a transformer trained from scratch, highlighting our method's efficiency and scalability. Section Summary. In this section, we demonstrate that our progressive model scaling approach effectively enhances training efficiency by allowing the integration of new parameters into larger models while reusing pre-trained weights, resulting in significant computational cost savings compared to training standard transformer models from scratch. Our experiments show that this method achieves comparable performance with lower perplexity and reduced training budgets across various parameter sizes. Section: Benchmarking of Model Expressiveness. In this section, we evaluate the effectiveness of our proposed architecture through standard autoregressive language modeling tasks, comparing it with existing transformer-based models. We use pre-training metrics like perplexity and zero-shot performance measures. Our training is based on the PILE dataset, following a specific training protocol. We present the performance of our model, Tokenformer, across various recognized zero-shot tasks, comparing it to leading open-source transformer models of similar scale, particularly Pythia, which shares the same tokenizer, dataset, and training duration of 300 billion tokens. Our results show that Tokenformer performs competitively with the standard transformer, highlighting its potential as a powerful foundation model. For visual tasks, we validate our model's expressiveness by comparing it to the standard vision transformer, VIT, which was trained using supervised learning on the ImageNet-1K dataset. We ensured a fair comparison by using the same codebase and training strategy. Our findings indicate that Tokenformer matches VID's performance in visual modeling, confirming its capability in this area. We also discuss how transformers can achieve some model reuse. The net-to-net method allows for expanding the width of neural networks by duplicating neurons. In this approach, we use the pre-trained weight matrix from a smaller model to create a larger one, filling it with new parameters for expansion. Recent advancements in chain-of-thought modeling highlight the importance of efficiently processing long text sequences in large language models. We note that the training costs of transformer architectures are divided into interactions involving model parameters and those among input sequences. The computational complexity of transformer models grows quadratically with text length, which means we need to expand model parameters while managing the computational load of token interactions. Our model addresses this by decoupling the computation cost of token interactions from model scaling, allowing us to increase parameter size without raising the cost of token interactions. This results in significant computational advantages, especially with longer sequences. Our Tokenformer can maintain its output distribution even when new key parameters are initialized to 0, which is beneficial for scaling models with additional data. This feature allows for increased model capacity without disrupting training, leading to faster convergence. We compare the loss curves of our Tokenformer scaling against the net-to net-based transformer scaling, showing that Tokenformer converges more quickly and achieves a lower final loss. In our performance benchmarking, we progressively scale the standard transformer using the net-to-net approach, ensuring all hyperparameters are aligned for a fair comparison. Our results indicate that our model scales better than the standard transformer. In our ablation study, we optimize the softmax function in the attention layer to address training instabilities caused by small gradients. We replace the traditional softmax with the JELU function, improving performance on the ImageNet classification benchmark. We also switch from L1 to L2 normalization, leading to further performance gains. These changes help our model achieve performance parity with the standard vision transformer. Additionally, we modify the transformer's layer normalization to a non-parametric version by removing trainable weights and biases. This ensures that only key value parameters are learned, and our empirical results show that the model maintains comparable performance after this adjustment. Section Summary. In this section, we evaluate our proposed architecture's performance in language and visual modeling tasks, demonstrating its competitive expressiveness against standard transformer models. We also discuss our model's efficient scaling capabilities, which allow for increased parameter size without escalating computational costs, and highlight improvements made through optimized softmax functions and non-parametric layer normalization. Section: Future Work. In this section, we explore future work by extending the mixture of experts paradigm. We view Tokenformer as a unique version of the mixture of experts framework, where each key value pair acts as a separate expert. This design can greatly lower the computational costs linked to interactions between tokens and parameters. Moreover, Tokenformer's ability to adjust its computational load for token interactions enhances its efficiency, allowing us to create more resource-friendly foundational models. We also focus on advancing parameter-efficient tuning. Tokenformer's method of adding more key value pairs illustrates a way to tune parameters efficiently. When we face new tasks or datasets, the model can quickly adapt by adding new parameter tokens to its existing pre-trained parameters. Next, we consider integrating vision and language models. By utilizing Tokenformer's efficient tuning, we can merge key value tokens from pre-trained visual and language models into one set. We can then introduce new learnable tokens to align vision and language tasks effectively. In terms of device-cloud collaboration, Tokenformer can act as the knowledge base on the cloud side for on-device large language models. Each key value token pair represents a learnable pattern, allowing the device to handle real-time processing while the cloud manages more demanding tasks. Finally, we highlight the enhancement of model interpretability. Since Tokenformer relies entirely on attention mechanisms, it naturally benefits from the clarity that attention provides in token parameter interactions. This feature improves the model's explainability, supporting the AI community's goal of creating more transparent and understandable models.